Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in Krabi, Thailand, and we're about to take you on an epic 7-island sunset cruise, packed with snorkeling, beaches, a barbecue dinner and even a swim with glowing plankton under the stars.
And the best part, we get to explore some of the most beautiful islands in the Andaman Sea, all in one afternoon. Question is it worth it?
Since this was a sunset cruise, pickup wasn't until midday, which was perfect for us because it gave us the whole morning to wander around Da Nang on our own. Right on the dot at 12 o'clock, as agreed, our driver arrived at our hotel and whisked us off to the meeting point. What we didn't realise though was that we were the first pickup of the day, which meant once we were dropped off they had an extra hour of driving around town collecting the rest of the group. Luckily there were refreshments waiting for us and a beach nearby to explore while we waited. Truthfully, as this tour was included with our booking for the rest of Thailand, we weren't actually sure what to expect nor what size the group was going to be, so it was really a bit of a wait and see what was going to happen and how the day panned out.
Once everyone was finally together, we met our guide, had a quick safety briefing and then headed down to the boat. Pro tip, make a note of your boat's name or number. They all look pretty similar and you don't want to end up on the wrong one.
Spending an afternoon floating around on a longtail boat in the Andaman Sea is the perfect way to soak up all of the deep blue water and emerald green limestone cliffs of southern Thailand.
The first stop on our cruise, Koh Moor and Koh Tup. At low tide, a natural sandbar appears, connecting these tiny islands like a tropical walkway. The water is so clear you can spot fish without even getting in.
These two little islands are a piece of paradise and it feels like you're walking on water. It's really a photographer's dream. A slight word of warning as well though, there are no toilets on this stop, so if you need to go you're gonna have to hold it. Otherwise it makes it really questionable when you see plenty of people sat down in the shallow waters smiling.
It is safe to say it is a bit busy here. You're going to do the 7 islands? Get onto it early, that's for sure.
Have you ever been somewhere this beautiful with water this clear? Let us know in the comments.
There's a little shop on the islands, a great place to grab yourself a fresh coconut or another drink and a snack. Just make sure to be carrying some cash and expect the prices to be a little bit higher than what you'd find in Da Nang.
The next stop on the cruise was Chicken Island. You can't actually get off here as it's just a rock formation. It's worth bearing in mind you won't be able to get off to a beach to explore. After a short drive from Chicken Island, we're now at our first snorkeling stop of the day. So after just being told that we were going to be snorkeling not long after our stop here, we both decided to stay on the boat on this occasion. After a bit of rain and a wet ride, a short 5-minute drive, we are now at the next snorkeling stop. If snorkeling's not really your thing, this tour might not be your cup of tea, because right after our first 40-minute session, we jumped straight into another 40-minute one.
Grabbing your snorkel mask and taking a dip in the Andaman Sea is a perfect way to cool down in the hot temperatures of South Thailand. It's also a great opportunity to see some of the wildlife swimming amongst the coral, including parrotfish, clownfish and plenty others. I'm no expert, but just be careful of the coral because if you get too close it can give you a nasty scratch.
The guides did give multiple warnings for this, but some people didn't listen and it did lead to them getting injured. Sadly, as we arrived at Koh Poda, there was a storm rolling in and what felt like every other boat in the area. It started to get particularly busy as other visitors tried to escape the incoming downpour.
It's amazing the contrast between the tropical islands of the south and the hot, humid jungles of the north of Thailand. For more on that, be sure to check out the video where we visit an elephant sanctuary in the top corner of the screen now.
After an hour at Koh Poda, we jumped back on the boat and headed to an area to hopefully spot the bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence and the chance to snorkel amongst it is one of the main highlights of any Krabi sunset tour, and it was personally the part I was most excited about. But the real question is, would it live up to the hype?
From the videos we'd seen online, bioluminescence looked like an otherworldly sight, sparkling blue light appearing whenever the water moved or waves crashed.
But in reality, when I jumped into the pitch black ocean, there wasn't much to see unless I looked underwater and waved my hands and feet around. And even then, the glow was so faint that the camera couldn't really capture it.
For anyone not quite brave enough to jump into the pitch black ocean during a thunderstorm, myself included, our guide brought a bucket of seawater onto the boat to splash and show the effect, though you really need to have all the lights off to see it properly.
So now it's time for our top tips for booking a 7-island tour from Krabi. First up, we would 100% recommend booking a small group tour or private. We ended up on a bigger group tour and we ended up waiting around an awful lot for different people that refused to come back to the boat at the right time. It just makes it a whole lot less stressful if you've got a smaller group and you can manage it on your own timescales.
Toilets are pretty scarce on the islands, with only the larger Koh Poda offering facilities, so make sure to use them whenever you get the chance.
We'd also highly recommend to research what the food is going to be included. Ours was listed as a beach barbecue, but when we got there it was actually bags of hot food boated in from Ao Nang, and let's put it this way, it was somewhat questionable.
If you're booking your tour last minute in Ao Nang, make sure to check the weather forecast in advance, as if it's stormy or cloudy, you aren't going to see the sunset at Koh Poda.
If you're booking a 7 Island sunset tour, prepare for it to be a longer trip. We got picked up at midday and we didn't get back to our hotel until gone 9 PM in the evening. Admittedly, a lot of this was due to other people on our boat messing around, not coming back when they were meant to, and there being a bit of a hiccup with the drop-offs when we got back to the mainland. But nonetheless, be prepared for it to be a long afternoon evening. So you're probably wondering, what are our final thoughts? Honestly, while the scenery was stunning, we probably wouldn't do this tour again. The crew were friendly, but with around 30 people on the boat, it felt quite cramped, and there wasn't much control over the group. Some guests didn't come back on time and got too close to the coral, even cutting themselves. The food, sadly, wasn't a beach barbecue as advertised, and was also a bit of a disappointment.
To top it off, when we returned to Ao Nang, we ended up waiting in the rain for about 40 minutes during the thunderstorm before our pickup arrived. Definitely a first on, last off situation. If you're thinking about this tour, make sure to do your research and be ready for a bit of chaos.
We hope this helps you make a decision on the 7 Island tour. Make sure to drop us any questions in the comments.
Thanks for watching. Maybe check that video on screen right now, and we'll see you in the next adventure.